All right, here we go. It is a brand new episode 89 of the Geez podcast. It is Jason Martinez, and there he is, Harry Mays. And I noticed the Callaway hat is in full-fledged because you're knocking on the door of 9 straight months of pretty solid golf weather in the Delaware Valley, Harry.
Yeah. Well, I've actually been playing. I played a couple times in February outside up here. But yeah, you're right. I mean, the weather's good today. That's why I had to move up the time. We were scheduled to go at 1:30 or something today. And I'm like, no, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, I was happy when you asked to do that because I didn't realize that we have the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix qualifying happening at noon, Harry, from the Jeddah Corniche circuit.
There you go. See, I was actually looking out for you with this whole thing. But then so we move it up to 10:30, which I was really glad because I would have done 11. But then we said 10:30. I'm like, yeah, great. I'll have plenty of time to get ready to play. And then I'm looking on here for the link that you usually send at 10:30. And there's no link. So I text you and I say, hey, link, ? And you're like, give me 7 minutes. It was kind of an it was like an Egan-esque type of tweet or text.
See, this is great. This is why texts are the worst fucking thing in the world.
Give me 7 minutes. I'm not ready for you.
You read it as, I'm not ready for you.
Right.
Give me 7. Like, Jesus, Harry. Give me 7 goddamn minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not how I said it.
Yeah.
To me, it was, hey, real quick, give me 7 minutes.
Yeah.
I'll send it.
Yeah.
But that is your perception of the text.
Right.
It wasn't delivered with that intent, but that's why texting's the freaking problem.
Yeah, it can be.
Yeah.
It can be social media posts. There's no sarcasm font when you need one or other things that could help better, get the message across.
I wonder how that miscommunication of the intent of the message plays into sexting for the young kids.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm out of that.
Do that, Harry.
Yeah, I'm out of that. Don't get me involved with that.
Yeah, I mean, when we were more promiscuous, we didn't have a cell phone to send somebody a sext message.
No, I'd have been in big trouble. Yeah. There's no question about it. It's a good thing that technology did not come along until I was, far removed from teenage years or even college years for that matter.
It's funny because of the technology thing. I think it was a comedian or somebody said this. They said, when you and I grew up, my parents' generation, us of older ilk, we were always worried when we were growing up. Are they filming me? Is the government watching me? Or are people watching me? We were always telling people, don't watch me.
Mm-hmm.
Leave me alone. Now all the kids are pissed off that not enough people are watching them.
Yeah.
Isn't that ironic?
How crazy is that?
I didn't get enough views on Instagram or TikTok.
Right.
It's so flipped.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
crazy.
not on TikTok. I never will be on TikTok.
Yeah, people send me you got an invitation for TikTok. No, I'm out.
No.
I got enough.
Yeah, I'm out on that fucking Threads too. That's a piece of garbage.
Yeah, I deleted it already.
Did you? Yeah, I should probably just delete it.
I set up an account, tweeted out that I'm on Threads, and I haven't touched it since.
Yeah. Well, I keep getting these alerts that Matt Lombardo has posted a thread. I'm like, who gives a shit? Who cares?
Matt Lombardo has
Seriously,
posted
I get
gives
these alerts. I get these alerts, and I'm on Instagram. I kind of like Instagram, which is also part of the whole Threads deal. But what they're trying to do now, because nobody's really getting involved with Threads, is they try to sort of lure you into clicking a link where you might think it's somebody's following you on Instagram, but it's really a thread. And then all of a sudden, boom, you're on Threads.
Yeah. They're trying to cross-pollinate you, Harry.
Yes. And I refuse to get cross-pollinated.
Matt Lombardo.
Oh, he's threading all the time. Is that what you call it? Like he's posting shit politics, football, you name it.
Yeah, he dips his toe in all pools from one account. He should set up separate accounts.
Yeah, he should. Because I like to step on his toe.
Here's your family stuff.
Yeah.
Here's your football stuff. Here's your politics stuff.
Right.
97.5.
Oh, man.
But stays back together.
I thought there'd be nothing to talk about today, and I'm thinking we can get this done in about 30 minutes. And then I realized that there actually is a lot to get into today, and it's probably going to take us an hour.
Well, okay. Well, you're going to have to fill me in because I did no prep, Harry.
Well, you never do.
I prepared the studio.
Wow. Yeah, thanks.
The electronics and the link.
Okay, great.
That's my idea of prep nowadays, Harry.
Well, apparently there's some sort of something going on, possibly, with Temple basketball program. Now, I'm hoping this ends up not being true, because there might be some shenanigans going on. The King, I got alerted from a tweet from the King, Howard Eskin, who waited until after the game to say something about it, but it said he was aware of it before the tip. So I'm curious as to why he waited until the game was over. They got beat by 28 last night by UAB, 100-72.
Oh my God.
And the line opened up, and this is weird because I always typically look at this stuff in the morning just to see, what the number is. And I didn't look at it yesterday until the afternoon. And by the time I looked at it, UAB was favored by 5.5. This was like in the late afternoons. And I'm like thinking, yeah, it sounds about right. I mean, they should be favored. And, I was thinking 5.5, 6.5, somewhere around that. And it was 5.5. Well, I didn't know the line had opened at 2.5, which to me is egregious. Like Temple should not be a 2.5 point underdog to this UAB team who's got like 20 wins.
Yeah.
Okay. And, Temple just finds ways to lose games, even the close games. So I thought that was kind of odd that, he tweeted this, that they were being watched by some watchdog. I guess they've got these watchdog, outfits that oversee, betting activities and everything now that it's legalized practically everywhere. And this line movement, it went up to 8 in some places, from 2.5 to 8. And then back down to 7. There's buyback on the other side. And it was just really kind of odd because no players were ruled out. There wasn't an injury in the pregame shoot around or anything like that. So it's really odd that you would have that big of a swing in a game like that, especially at the end of the season involving a team that's going nowhere in Temple. And UAB actually has a chance to maybe do something in their conference tournament. They're a half-decent team. But it was
the
really...
Sharps aren't betting Temple up. Or betting that game.
No, they were betting UAB up.
Yeah, but you look at it, is that really a marquee game that's going to?
No, it's not. But these Sharps will look for. I mean, those are the kind of games. Those are the kind of games they take advantage of. The ones that nobody cares about.
Yeah, PGF's all over that.
Well, yeah, because they figure like, hey, whoever set this line doesn't really know much about that. I've got an edge on this squad. I've been watching them all year, whatever.
Yeah.
So ends up, Temple gets crushed. I mean, they just can't shoot. They can't. They got out rebounded by a historic number, like 22 rebounds.
Oh my God.
I think UAB had 39 rebounds, including like 9 or 10 on the offensive end that all basically resulted in points. Temple had like 17. I mean, that's an egregious
That's one team that wants to play and the other one doesn't give a shit.
Well, yeah. Either that or something more, malicious is at work here. So then I come to read, because I'm reading all this stuff and these people that follow this stuff, that Temple has been looked at before for a game against Memphis earlier in the year. There was some funny business they thought might have been going on. Wow. So now you're just like, wait a second, what's going on here? Because this team is just awful shooting the basketball. They jack up threes from everywhere, and they're one of the worst 3-point shooting teams in the country. Like they're in the bottom 10, and there's like 340 programs.
Yeah.
Okay. And I've been looking at this for a while because I'm like, why does this team shoot all these freaking threes? They shoot like 26% from the 3-point line. Like, why is that part of their game plan? Yeah, I'm starting to wonder about the coach.
The analytics say shoot the 3, Harry. The only problem is they don't have anybody that can shoot the 3.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. They got this one kid who was a transfer, Piccarelli. He's an Italian kid.
No, he's not Italian.
Who actually can, he shoots, and he's actually pretty good from 3, but he can't guard anybody. So it's kind of tough to put him in certain situations because he's so bad defensively. But anyway, that's for another day. So apparently Temple has issued a statement about this, that they're looking into it, and they consider it a very serious situation, and they're trying to do, what the NCAA and everybody else would want them to do. So they're looking at it. And I'm just hoping beyond hope that this was just a god-awful line on a bad basketball, on a game that involved a bad basketball team.
Yeah.
And somebody saw it, and they immediately started pouncing on it and took advantage of it. And that there's no,
funny business
going on here.
What would happen? What would the sanction be?
I have no idea, but
I mean, that's got to be like a poison pill.
Yeah, I mean, in this day and age, that's something that if it's true, could submarine the program, right?
Yeah, well,
I mean,
isn't the program already submarine?
Well,
what's below submarine, Harry? Is that that thing that imploded?
They have a new coach, and he's got a couple of recruits coming in next year if they still come, and who knows if this kind of stuff ends up being truthful. That could ruin all that.
It's sad.
It's
sad because
hopefully it's just a bad line and and that's all there is to it. But that was going on today. So we have that.
Hold on real quick. That makes me sad because I remember the days of John Chaney and the players being there at 6 a.m. for practice, 5:30.
Yeah.
And the rigidity and structure and discipline of that program.
Yeah.
Under an insanely great, classy coach like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like to see where it is now, it makes me sad.
It is. It is sad. Trust me.
You got more invested than I do.
But. Well, I mean, I was in school there at that time, so that means.
Yeah, and we had John on.
That means a lot to me.
Yeah.
But anyway, then did you see what happened in high school basketball in New Jersey in the playoffs?
I did not.
Camden played Manasquan, and apparently, and I'm just sort of looking at video. I think what happened is, and people on the stream can correct me if I'm wrong. Manasquan hit a shot or took a shot and got an offensive rebound and put the putback in the basket before the clock went to 0. And they wiped off the basket. The officials said no basket.
They did one of these?
And Camden won the game and now is advanced by virtue of this game to the finals in the state. And outrage. And Manasquan actually won the game in my view. And it was a huge upset. Camden gets the win. And apparently I heard Craig Carton talking about this morning. The Camden athletic director is like buddies with one of the referees and immediately ran onto the court and tried to say, no, it's good. We didn't win. In other words, like he didn't want to get the win. Let's get it right.
Yes.
And it's not right. Camden's advancing to play in the finals. And the team that they're going to play, I forget, they're from Newark area or something. The Newark coach knows that his team would probably beat Manasquan and might not have a chance.
Wouldn't it be Camden?
Against Camden.
Yeah.
So he's like, no, go investigate it. Take all the time you need.
Yeah. He wants them all distracted.
But that's a shame, though, because it would have been a huge upset.
See, now, like an officiating error like that costs these kids.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, this sports, I'm not sure it's going to work, Harry.
I don't know, man. I'll tell you.
And the gambling thing, you knew it was going to invade. You knew it.
Well, I think it already has.
It had before, but it's so mainline and mainstream now.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I mean, think about it. If you're a kid in a college basketball program with all this NIL stuff, and you're on a team that's not that good, you don't really have a big NIL budget, and you're seeing all these guys you're going up against, that this guy got 10 grand, 20 grand, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And you're like, where's mine?
Yeah.
Like everybody's getting money now. Where's mine? So now
I'm
maybe
eating ramen noodles.
Exactly.
Guy's eating steak.
Right. And it's money ruins everything. Too much money ruins everything eventually.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to find that out, Harry.
Yeah, me too.
I'd like to have some money ruin me.
Yeah. and also, speaking of money, and I was telling you this before the show, I get these texts from people. And one guy that's like very guilty of this all the time is Nick Kale.
Ah, jeez.
Where he'll text me a question. Like he says here, Temple point shaving? This is at 10:30 ? Now I have not responded. And I get this like last week. Hey, when's the golf come on Golf Channel? Like a question like that. And I'm like, what the fuck am I, Siri? Like, go look it up.
Yeah,
the time it took you to text me that and me to get back to you, you could have looked it up 16 times.
Yeah, why are you bothering me with your curiosity is the question.
I'm not getting paid for this.
Yeah. No, if he wants to put you on retainer, Harry, that's fine. Yeah. But here's the thing. Questions to me are things that I have institutional knowledge of that only I can answer.
Right.
Then we can have a conversation.
I'm an expert at this.
Yeah, or this is something that only I know, or I can give you a great, perspective on.
Insight.
Yeah, insight and perspective. When the Golf Channel thing's on, is on the internet.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you memorize the Golf Channel lineup this week?
How about
for him?
turn on your TV and look at the guide, you idiot?
Yeah.
What am I?
Yeah.
I'm not here at your beck and call to just answer questions.
Well, you get it on Twitter, too. Like, I get tweets from people going, how many games do the Flyers have left?
Yeah. Hey, how about count and detract from 82 minus whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll figure it out.
How
many have they played, you
Look
moron?
on the standings. The first thing says GP.
GP, that stands for games played.
Yes. And you go,
Subtract
they
it from
played
82.
64. They have 18 left. There you go.
My God.
Why do I have to do this? I got enough work.
Yeah, I do.
It is insane.
It's exhausting.
I get the same thing, and I'm like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
Because I work for the Flyers, like I get like the most bizarre questions in the world.
Yeah, you're automatically assumed to be like the go-to guy for any stupid question regarding the hockey team.
Yeah, and the other thing too, I get a lot is like DMs from people. I don't know who they are, a lot of them, and they ask me for the most inside information.
What? Like, give me an example.
Well, they'll say like, "Is Lawton getting traded today?" Yeah,
right.
Like if I knew that, like I would tell them.
You would?
No,
you wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't. But that's what they're assuming. Like, or they'll ask me, like when the Hart thing happened with Carter Hart.
Yeah.
Like, look, I work for the team. Like, we're not allowed to talk about it. You know what I mean? Right. The NHL has put the edict out.
Yeah.
I can't give you information on this.
Right. You're going to lose your job.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to lose my job for you.
Yeah, for an egg on Twitter.
Right.
A guy in an anonymous account with 7 followers, Harry.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Really
sorry,
is.
not doing it.
Yeah. But now, did you see in the NFL the big news this week?
No.
And it's not that Jason Kelce has announced his retirement,
which is the biggest news this week.
It is?
Yes.
No, I think Russell Wilson getting released for $85 million in dead money kind of takes the cake. Are you serious?
Harry,
that's more dead money than Matt Ryan and Aaron Rodgers' were combined.
Remember when the Eagles sat on,
34 million maybe with Wentz, and we were all like, oh, my God, they can't release him? It's a ton of dead money. It's unprecedented.
Yeah, that was chicken shit compared
Denver
to this.
says, hold my beer.
Yeah.
We're going to write $85 million off over the next 2 seasons because this guy is just a cancer and he's shot.
They didn't say hold my beer. They said hold my 30-pack.
Yeah, here's a keg. I got a keg for you.
Yes.
Holy shit.
Like, what's the deal? I know they benched him and there was all kinds of issues.
Well, that's why they benched him. They didn't want him to get hurt because they knew they wanted to try to get out from under the contract, that this was not going to work. Sean Payton, it took him about 10, 12 games to figure out, like, this ain't happening.
Yeah.
Like, I can't work with this guy.
What's the deal with him though? Like, he was a really likable guy, and he was a good player. Obviously, his playing ability has disintegrated a bit.
When you say likable, I don't know that he was all that likable inside Seattle in that locker room, because since he left there, there's been some guys coming out basically saying that he's just kind of his own personality. He's a little kind of like Wentz was weird.
A little different too.
Yeah. They're just like, I don't know. They just don't seem to connect, some of these guys, with the locker room. But if you're a great player, obviously people look past it for a while until you're no longer great.
Is he one of those guys that looks good from afar but is far from good? Like, when you get up close. And I mean, his playing ability has dropped off considerably.
It has. Yeah, it has. I still think he's got something left. He's apparently looking at the Giants and the Steelers. Now, the Steelers could use him because with all this money that he's getting, he's now like going to play for the minimum. You could get him for like $1 million to be your quarterback. And if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, they have no quarterback.
Yeah.
Pickett stinks.
Well, here's the thing. Isn't it a bit of a red flag that a team's willing to eat $85 million on the cap for 2 years?
I agree, but I put him in a different offense, and you give them a running game like Pittsburgh has. Pittsburgh's got a pretty good squad. They just need a quarterback that, get them into the playoffs.
Well, the thing is, though, like, to
might
me,
be worth a shot.
I see that and I go, this is more than just the football fit. This is a massive problem organizationally to make that decision on dead money.
Yeah, but
like,
look at Mike.
Problem.
Yeah, but Mike Tomlin can smooth all that out. I mean, think about what he kept. He kept that locker room together with that crazy wide receiver for all those years. We had no idea that guy was as much of a wackadoo
until he got out of there.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then he just went off the deep end.
Yeah, I mean, there's a culture in Pittsburgh that I think could make this work.
They could get their arms around them.
Yeah.
I think you're right. There's not a lot of organizations in sports where you go and you got to fall in line.
Right.
And that's one of them.
Right. I mean, other teams are obviously looking for quarterbacks. Atlanta, Minnesota. The Cousins is going to probably be on the move somewhere. He's another name that'll probably sign for some pretty big money on a short-term deal. So it's getting interesting with the football free agency. What, the 13th is when it actually goes live. But then you'll have those. When's the tampering, the legal tampering period begin?
Because
I love legally tampering. I love tampering.
Tampering's illegal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's an oxymoron, isn't it? Legal tampering.
Yeah. I'm not sure when I'm like so out on everything right now because it's just been chaos with the Flyers and everything. But yeah, I mean, I've been listening to a little bit of radio actually, and hearing them talk about rumors of guys coming and going, and I mean, the Eagles got some decisions to make obviously now too with some of their veteran players, Fletcher Cox, and let's see where that goes. But what did you think of the Kelce retirement speech?
I didn't even listen to it.
You didn't listen to it? You didn't watch it?
No.
I watched it live.
What did I miss?
I mean, look, you missed
raw emotion.
Yeah, authentic guy.
Yeah.
He had a hard time, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I mean, I get it.
Yeah. Did you see that John Ritchie, who does the morning show on WIP with the Deke, he got really emotional on the air and cried about him retiring.
Really?
He said, I didn't even realize that he meant as much to me as he did. I thought that was it. I mean, he was weeping, John Ritchie. Yes.
I would have expected that out at the camera.
Yeah. I mean,
I gotta tell you, John.
He really makes me well up.
He resonated with me.
6-1
like Seth.
Oh man! Imagine if they streamed Seth's retirement speech. He'd be just buckled over.
I think that runs on a loop in his apartment.
Yes, you walk in, Harry, and it's on the TV as like a screensaver. It just runs. And highlights from the gangrene defense.
Oh man,
Byron Evans.
yes.
Mike Pitts.
Now Joey B says, asking us, can we name one Ciara song? Yeah, me neither. I can't.
I don't know.
That's Russell Wilson's lovely wife. You don't even know who she is.
Oh, wasn't he married to? Oh no, that was Nnamdi Asomugha. Was married to Kerry Russell. Oh, he's married to Ciara. Kerry Washington. Yes. Kerry Russell was from.
Dude,
yeah, she's the bomb that was in The Americans.
Did you get run into the boards before the show?
I feel like my brain is oatmeal, Har. I feel like I've suffered yet another concussion. I am concussed.
Don't bring up Lincoln Riley on the show today, okay? That got enough run last night.
I did see that. As I was passing out.
I could see Bruno doing that. Well, Lincoln Riley.
Not Lincoln Kennedy, Harry.
Yeah, right. No, he wants to come on the show. I was on his show last week.
Bruno.
And, and he's upset that he's not been on the show.
He's been on the show. We had him on.
Remember, we had him on one. Yeah, it was a while ago though.
Yeah, we had him on. Somebody tweeted us and said, "Total violation. You guys have not had Bruno on." Bullshit. We've had him on. Tony Bruno was on this program.
I actually don't remember it though.
It was a while ago.
So it's a while ago.
Yeah, I mean, I can look up when he was on.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he came on the RG's podcast.
Yeah.
I'm looking it up now just to prove the point. But yeah, I'd love to get Tony on. Let's get him on next week.
I told him we can get him on in March.
Episode 27, Harry, July 12th, 2022.
Okay. All right. Well, that's, almost 2 years ago.
Yeah, he's due for a visit.
Yeah, he is due. So I told him we'll get him on in March because it looks at least as of now, we're not going to have any March Madness representation in the tournament, at least not the big tournament. I don't know if Villanova is going to make it or not, or Drexel. I guess those are the only two teams that really have a chance. I don't think Villanova gets an at-large bid unless they go deep into the Big East tournament. And Drexel, I think, would have to win their conference tournament because I think that's like a one-bid league.
Wow.
Yeah, it doesn't
no
look
Big
good.
Five representation.
So no Big Five or City Six representation. You got to include Drexel now. And I said, so we can get you on in March because other than that, we want to get the Colonel on to talk college hoops.
Yeah, from the Lazy Boy.
Right.
Yeah. The tradition of college basketball in this town is just at an all-time low.
Well, that's pretty bad. I mean, Villanova's dealing with the aftershocks of losing a legendary coach.
Yeah. St. Joe's too.
New guy in the second year is, he's trying to find his way. St. Joe's, I thought this might be their year to make the tournament because they got some senior leadership on that team, some good guard play, and they just continue to disappoint. I don't know how long they keep Mr. Lang around.
Yeah. And you never want to be the guy that replaces the guy. You want to be the guy that replaces the replacement.
Well, that's the case in the Villanova situation.
Yeah, you don't want to replace Jay Wright. You want to be the guy that replaces the guy that replaced Jay Wright.
Right.
You need a buffer.
A buffer. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
T from the 203 says, no lie, I'm out on college hoops. I'm done with it and all this NIL. That's the thing. Like in the tournament, to me, with all the one and dones and all that started happening, the tournament just kind of took a nosedive for me years ago too.
Yeah,
even though some of the games are crazy still and all that.
Yeah.
But
I watched regular season stuff. I'm still one of those guys.
Yeah.
Like I try to work hard at getting to know these teams, but before the tournament.
Yeah.
But you have to work hard at it now because these kids don't stick around. They're here for 1 year, 2 years, and they're gone. You used to be able to really get to know a team like some of those great Tom Izzo teams at Michigan State.
Yeah.
Those guys stayed 3-4 years. Some of the great teams back in the 90s in Duke, would stay three years.
Yeah, Bobby Hurley and Leitner and Grant Hill and all those guys.
Yeah.
And even especially Villanova, they did that. And
he never liked the one and dones, Jay.
No, he didn't. That was not part of the plan.
No.
He was getting guys that were going to go there and also get the education and the full-blown Villanova experience.
Right.
Which is why he could build a team.
Yeah.
And really kind of like a chef, like put the right ingredients together to make a team that could go on a run every few years.
Right.
Yeah, you don't see that anymore.
It's not the same. I don't think it ever will be. It's a shame. But now with this whole thing going on with Dartmouth, though, where they've now, I guess, won the right to be paid employees, like a union. And then, therefore, they become paid employees of the university. That's interesting. That could really change. I mean, that will really change the whole system.
Wow.
Yeah, think about that.
So they get benefits?
I guess.
As an employee, or are they 1099 contracted employees? Like, there's a lot there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If you're a union, then...
I think it's a union. They
at one point.
They won the right to unionize, I believe.
Yeah.
So
they need a shop steward. They need Rob Cherry up there.
Yeah.
He was our old shop steward at WIP.
I know.
Remember that?
Yeah.
He was the ombudsman.
Ombudsman.
Yeah. He was an ombudsman, all right, Harry.
That's right. He liked the bud.
He liked
Still
the bud.
does, by the way, I'm sure. Did you see the Phillies sign Zach Wheeler?
I did. 4-year extension.
3 years extension.
Or 3-year extension.
He's got 1 year left on his regular deal,
yeah.
So he's signed for 4 years, but it's a 3-year extension. $126 million, which is the largest extension in Major League Baseball history.
So you said 126?
$126 million extension for 3 years. Yeah.
So, all right, let me get my trusty calculator out of my phone here. I'm not going to ask you what.
Wait, you're not going to ask me what it is?
No. I'm just going to divide 126 by. That's $42 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, that's almost $1 million a week. All year round, mind you, they work all year round.
They only play 6-7 months.
Holy mother of God.
Good work. A lot of dough. Good work if you can get it. Yeah.
To throw the ball.
But now they got Wheeler and Nola signed, so the top end of the rotation is secured, and its lineup looks real good. And make another run.
Yeah. Look, while you got, if you're going to invest in guys like Bryce Harper the way you have, it doesn't make any sense to make the investment and not push. You know, you might as well, and you need pitching.
Yes, this is true. Northwestern tried to unionize back. I forget what year. I'll say he's correct in 2011.
Yeah,
and that never went through. But yeah, they did try to do it.
Unreal.
Yeah. So
well, the college hoops it's supposed to be like the greatest time right now for it, and it's mired in all kinds of conspiracies and issues. So
I'll still watch.
Yeah, you'll be there. You'll be locked in. You'll be watching the tournament and flipping around the channels up there at maybe go up to Hooters and King of Prussia, Harry, to watch multiple games.
I've been there many times for college basketball. Yeah. It's a good spot.
That's right. Good stuff. What else do you want to get to?
Trying to think.
You want to get to the Flyer stuff?
Yeah, let's do that. Because they had a big win the other night.
Last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, they went into Florida last night and beat the Panther 2-1 in an.
That's a big win.
It's a huge win because all the teams chasing them, Harry, got points last night in the standings.
Right. I watched the Devils won. They beat the Blues
4-1. Yeah.
At 4-1. A couple empty net goals at the end that I saw, and
Washington
who else?
Kicked the shit out of Pittsburgh 6-0.
Wow.
In Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh traded Gensel. So
who'd they trade him to?
Carolina.
Oh wow. That's a big get for them.
Yeah, it's a huge get.
And Panthers made a big acquisition too, didn't they? From the Ottawa?
They got Vlad Tarasenko.
Yeah.
Yep.
The
Islanders
winger, right?
won. Yeah. Flyers saw
That's
him
right.
last
The Islanders
Saturday.
are in the mix. The Islanders are in the mix now.
Patty Waugh behind the bench. He's got them humming. They've won 5 straight. They're the team I think that's the biggest threat to the Flyers. They were in San Jose. They won 7-2 last night. So all the Chase pack was all gathering points. The Flyers playing the best team in the NHL that was on a 6-game winning streak, won 14 of their last 15.
Wow.
And the Flyers went in last night behind strong goaltending from Sam Ersson, and came out with the dub. How about a GWG in the final minute from Garnet Hathaway, of all people?
Who?
Garney. Yes. That's a golfer name.
Garnet Hathaway. That sounds like a store. Like a men's store.
Yeah. Come to Garnet Hathaway. Sale on shoes.
It's like a haberdasher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Haberdasher. But no, he gets the goal last night to win it. And the Flyers get the 2-1 dub and take the 2 points, and they move on to Tampa tomorrow.
Wow. So
Pretty crazy.
They're 5 points clear of the Islander.
Yeah.
Right now.
The Islanders have game in hand, though.
Yeah. They've played only 62. Actually, 2 games in hand, according to what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Flyers have played 64.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So multiple games. But games in hand don't mean anything, Harry, unless they're wins in hand.
Well, true, but it gives you the opportunity to get an extra 2 points.
Yep.
And Washington has only played 61 games.
Yeah.
So they got 3 in hand. And they're actually, how far are they back?
Washington is 7 points back.
They're another 3 points back behind the Islander.
Yeah. So they're 7 back. That's a lot to make.
That's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to jump teams too. If you're in the playoffs, it's easier to stay in the playoffs than it is to move into the playoffs.
Right. So
you almost got to win all the time, and you need help.
So 18 games to play.
Yeah.
And I'd imagine most of those are in their division, right?
Yeah, their travel's done. They don't go out of the time zone again. They really, in the beginning of the season, had their heavy travel. But listen to this stretch of 9 games that they have. So they played Florida.
I'm looking at it.
Yeah, the best team in the league last night. They have Tampa tomorrow. Then you get San Jose on Tuesday.
The road, Tampa.
Yeah, and then you get San Jose Tuesday at home. But then you got Toronto, Boston, Carolina, Boston, Florida, the Rangers.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Some home, some away. It's like every other game is home and away.
It's a mix.
Wow.
Holy. That right there will determine if they make the playoffs, how they fare through that. And they lost 2/3 of their blue line, mind you. Because they traded Sean Walker. Nick Seeler was his D partner. He's hurt. And you had to call up 2 guys from the Phantoms that played last night, Adam Yinning and Ronnie Adder, and they played great. So
well,
they
talk
played
about
13 different defensemen this year.
Talk about that trade because Danny Briere's he's got a war chest of draft picks now.
Yeah, he's got 2 first-rounders this year, 2 second-rounders, 2 first next year, 2 second-rounders next year. Yeah, he's built up a good stock, and I think he played that thing perfectly. There was word out there, they're going to sign him, they're going to extend him, and I think there were conversations. But, people were freaking out that was being reported that was a possibility.
Who, Walker?
Yeah, that they were going to extend him to 4 years, $4.75 million, and people were freaking out about it and, going nuts. And I'm like, you got to realize this information gets out for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
This is, all putting stuff out there, telling teams, yeah, we want to keep them. So if you want them, you got to come to the table with something we can't refuse.
Right.
You got to make me an offer I can't refuse. That's what they got to do. So he ends up getting the first-round pick for him. And you saw all these other trades. You see Tanev go. He didn't get a first-rounder. Somehow Danny did this and got a first. Now they took on Ryan Johansson, who and they're looking to flip him today by 3:00. But yeah,
he's
pretty
been
amazing.
Around for a long time.
Yeah. That's part of the problem, Harry.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why it's hard to find him a home.
Yeah. Wow.
So good. Danny's done a real nice job, and the thing about him too is he's been very transparent, as transparent as you can be.
Yeah. Well, he's done a great job. So is the coach.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
been
come
phenomenal.
on, dude.
Old Torts.
Yeah.
I walk into our taping, not this Monday, last Monday, and he comes into the office where we tape over at the Skate Zone every Monday for Hockey and Hounds, and he's got a sling on and he's got a big bandage on his thumb. Like, wow, geez, what'd you do? He had to have surgery on the thumb again.
Oh wow, again.
He detached something in there. Yeah. So,
wow.
But he was out there at practice, Harry. Skates on.
He's a hockey player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not putting up with it. So, yeah, so it's going to be an interesting, kind of finish to the season for them. Look, if they make the playoffs, I think it's great because you get young players to playoff experience. Because you see it every year, Harry. When the first round of the playoffs start, you know how many texts I get from people? The Flyers are so far away. Look at these teams in the playoffs because everything's just crazy and ratcheted up.
Yeah.
It looks so different. And so if they can get in there and see that, these young players can get that intensity and Ersson can get some playoff experience, that's huge.
Yeah, absolutely. All those young players get a series under their belt in the playoffs. We could go a long way for the future.
Yeah.
Now I just see where Tommy put up a 10 on the par 5 6th hole at Bay Hill just a few minutes ago.
Wow.
A 10. Must have gone in the water twice.
Oh my God! You put up a 10 spot. That's
wow.
That's a card killer.
That's a trunk slammer. Yeah. There's a cut in this tournament, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
That's insane.
All right.
Well, he's mortal, Harry.
Yeah, exactly.
What else? You got anything else?
No. I just wanted to tell everybody the official sponsor for Not For Long Media and the Odgies podcast is the Original Fudge Kitchen. Go check them out down in Cape May, Wildwood, Stone Harbor, Ocean City, a staple of the Jersey Shore. And if you can't get there, no problem. Just go to their website, fudgekitchens.com. They'll ship it right to you.
Yeah, we're getting close to shore season.
We are.
You get into the middle of March and you start to feel the weather changing a little bit and things kind of moving in that direction. And I'll be honest with you, by the end of this time of year, I'm kind of going, okay, I could use the warm weather too.
Really?
Yeah. I'll count down to September eventually. But, that's why I like living here because you have transitional periods. I love the transitional periods.
Well, that's a big thing now, transitioning.
Yes.
And everything. Yeah.
Joey B says Harry needs to break out the CCM T-shirt for Odgies Hockey Talk with Mert. I agree. Absolutely agree.
Well, when it starts to warm up and then I don't have to wear this hoodie, then you can see the actual T-shirt.
Yeah.
How do you know I don't have it on right now, Joey B?
I actually have something for you.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact.
What is this?
It still has the tag on it, Harry. So you'll know it hasn't been on my. This is a CCM Premier.
It's not flat brim, is it?
Bucket. No.
Oh wow.
Flat brim, Harry.
Yeah, good.
That looked nice on the golf course. No.
Yeah.
That's right. Look, it still has the cardboard inside. So
I love the cardboard. Yeah. It keeps it up.
Yeah, well, you take the cardboard out. This is called.
You take the cardboard out. I might keep it in.
Okay, we get you in. The thing with this hat, like,
yeah,
I liked it when I was doing stuff for CCM and I was a social media. So they sent me a whole like box of them.
Oh, okay.
That's why everybody's like, how long have you had that hat? I got tons of them.
Yeah,
they're all over the place. But I did specially earmark this one for H. Mays.
That's like a trucker's hat. It's got the mesh.
Yeah, mesh. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Nice.
It's called a slouch.
A slouch.
Yeah, because like here's one of mine. It tends to slouch.
Oh, well, that you took the cardboard out.
Yeah.
Like, see, the cardboard keeps it from slouching.
Yeah, this is one that I wear on an everyday basis.
Right.
But I got them all over the house.
Oh man.
I find something I like, Harry. I stick with it.
Does the old lady wear one?
She'll wear one on occasion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's not afraid. Take the top off the Jeep and gets the slouch going. Absolutely.
Nice.
All right, you want to wrap it up there, or
that's about it?
Anything else to dip into?
I don't think so.
All right, so we'll effort Bruno maybe for next week.
You want him next week? All right.
Yeah, actually, you know what? One other thing I wanted to do. I wanted to bring this up. I wanted to read a couple reviews.
Oh, really?
Because I saw some reviews, on the podcast.
Mm.
So let me bring these up, the reviews. See if I can find them quickly. All right, yeah, here's one right here. A 4-star review. This
4 out of 5.
4 out of 5.
Okay.
From Pumpernickel via Apple Podcasts. He said, good show. Could do without Jason's characters, but they both bring good knowledge and conversation.
Oh, he doesn't like the characters, huh?
He doesn't like it. Yeah, I guess the impersonation. I guess.
Yeah.
That means my impressions or whatever that would mean.
You go a little over the top with that sometimes.
On occasion, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
There's no question.
You get a little carried away.
Yeah, I mean, I can't stop doing it. When I get in a certain mood sometimes, can't stop. How about this one? Banter, Sports, and Fun, a 5-star review comes in from Douglas Fresh 27. Dougie Fresh.
Dougie Fresh.
He says, great weekly show from 2 experienced pros from the Philly talk radio scene, sports, music, whatever. Jason and Harry cover it all, and it's a fun listen. There you go.
Nice.
Good.
Well, yeah. See, we got 5 there. See, 4. Your impressions cost us a star.
They did.
Yeah.
They did. They absolutely did. So there's some of the recent ones. I know that Tommy Conwell actually posted a review of the OG's podcast. Yes. Did I send that to you?
I don't think so.
Oh yeah, I saw it, and I saw it was. I'm like, who's this from? Because I get notifications of when we get reviews,
mm-hmm.
and I see it's from Thomas Conwell. I'm like, are you kidding me? I couldn't believe it, and we loved Tommy. We're huge Tommy's fans. But yeah, he had some very nice things. He gave us a 5-star. He said he would have given us 6 if they allowed it, Harry.
Yeah. Why don't they allow it? You should be able to give bonus stars.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, bonus points.
Yeah, exactly.
And we got to get, I've talked about it before, we got to get Tommy on. But I'm not doing Tommy unless we have Tommy in studio. Because I want the guitar in his hand.
Well, he'd be in your studio then, most likely, right?
Well, we'd have to bring you to the studio as well. We do, everybody in the studio.
Because he lives out closer to me,
I
believe.
Could we set up at your place, Harry? In the basement?
I like your setup better.
Yeah, it'll be a little confined. There's a lot going on in here.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we want to get Tommy on as well because we're huge fans, and he's such a good guitar player and such a good dude.
Oh, yeah. He's great.
So... All right, so if you haven't left us a 5-star rating and review, you can do so.
Yeah, absolutely. Nobody's stopping you.
Yeah, nobody is stopping you. Try for 6 if you can.
Yeah.
Go for the extra point. Go for 2.
T from the 203 wants a hat.
See, T, I have hats, but I don't have them for everybody.
Oh.
I do need to maintain stock because I don't have the deal anymore.
Oh.
I'm not.
He said he'd Venmo you.
Now we can talk.
You say Venmo.
Will you say Venmo?
All right.
Let's wrap it up there. Episode 89. There you go. We'll be back next week, maybe with Bruno. We shall see. Everybody have a great week. We'll talk to you next time on